happiest station.
Good morning, everyone.
We ready?
Live from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
Okay, so every member of the Roula and Ryan Show has been a dog owner. We love our furry friends, and it is the dog days of summer. We've got a special guest in studio, several.
Okay,
Tell us all about Special Pals, Special K.
Special Pals has a place in my heart because I have gone out there, done some work with them, done some filming, and they are a no-kill shelter in Katy. And we've brought up their veterinarian, Dr. Melissa, and Becky, who runs the spot. Now, they're going to tell us about, of course, an animal to adopt today, but also some of the needs that they have at their shelter because they are full. But let's first bring in the veterinarian and Becky, who's running the joint here. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hello. Okay, so I understand, Melissa and Becky, that a lot of the shelters in Houston are pretty much, there's not a day that goes by the whole year where it's not a great idea to adopt an animal from a shelter. Right now with this heat, it's especially tough, I'm sure, to keep up as you guys are probably getting more and more found pets. People are getting them off the street out of the heat. Tell us what we need to know. How do we find you guys and what you want to tell us all about Special Pals?
Well, we're located at 3830 Greenhouse Road. The address is Houston, Texas 77084. So you can find us there for the facility. You can also find us online at www.specialpals.org. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all the things. So you can find us there.
And right now, like Roula mentioned, it's 103 degrees. The heat index, 115. So I can only imagine that you cannot take the animals out for very long periods of time. And you're at capacity right now. Is that correct?
Yes.
So what does that mean for y'all? You can't take any more dogs in, and you need to move some into some good homes.
Yes. Currently, we are pretty full. The large dogs are the ones that are very slow to adopt, so they do clog us up a lot. We're just waiting for them to get some wonderful homes. But as we are full, we can't take anybody else, so we have to wait for adoptions to be able to help more of the homeless.
And right now, we've got a beautiful little dog in here named Hermione. Now, Hermione is a mixed mutt, right?
Yes,
she's adorable.
She's about 35 pounds now. I think she'll get to be maybe 45, 50. I think she's maybe a healer beagle type mix. So probably a medium-sized dog. She's got beautiful eyeliner.
She really does if you look at her.
Her coat is so
We're going to put this all on our socials.
Absolutely. And then you can meet this sweet puppy. Now, after being in the studio for the last 30 minutes, I already can tell that this dog is so great with people. Definitely not a bitey dog, not a jumpy dog.
A bitey dog.
Right? Because, you can find some of those kind of different kind of doggies. But this sweet puppy is very, very chill. And I think if you're listening now, she would be a great addition to your home, and I'll put her up on our socials so you can meet her. And I want to pick her up and take her home myself.
No.
Is that the hardest part about your job is when you go in there and you see all these dogs, and you're like,
you
I just want to take them all.
Yes.
Yeah, I adopt every dog.
Yes, I'm just fortunate that I have two, and I can't take any more, so I'll be in trouble when I don't have those two dogs. Every time I go into the shelter, I want to take at least one home. So.
But it's got to be mixed emotions because you grow attached to these sweet animals, and then they get given away. But same time, you got to be like happy that they're going to get a loving home.
Definitely. I mean, I love her, and I loved having her in my car this morning, and I thought I could take you home, but I'm going to be very happy when she finds her forever home.
And she was one of what? She was
four.
Four dogs came in, and her brothers and sisters have been adopted.
4 months ago she came in, and she's about 6 months now. So she doesn't have a ton of growth left, but she's not a little tiny puppy that you have to get up in the middle of the night.
Now, some people maybe are like you, they already have 2 dogs or 4 dogs, but they still want to help. You take donations or the things you guys need?
Always.
We're always looking for volunteers, fosters, and just supplies to help us with
I'm glad you brought up foster. So somebody can take a dog in for however long?
Yeah, so our foster program, it can vary from bottle baby, kitten, and puppies. It could be something that's just too small. Or it could be adult dogs that just need a break from the shelter.
And fostering is a great idea because maybe they're not sure if they're ready to have a dog in their family yet, and they can take if they wanted to take Hermione home for 2 weeks, could they do that?
Yeah, there's some dogs that we have in the program that have been there long enough, like Hermione, that we will give them the option to be able to take them and foster them for a little while to make sure that it's a committed
Good fit.
adoption. Yep.
That's awesome.
So for those just tuning in, let's just reset. We're talking to Special Pals. You can find them on Instagram at Special Pals. It's also specialpals.org. The shelters are full and it's very hot outside, and they want to get their animals to find forever homes. And right now, if you go to their Instagram, you can see a list of different pets there that could be your forever pet, because we're just trying to find all these animals a great home.
Kevin, you had a
Am I supposed
question?
okay?
Yeah, I was going to say you've rescued so many dogs from so many different conditions. Tell us about some of the most trying conditions that some of these animals have been through that you've taken them out of.
Just a couple months ago, we took some from a hoarding case. We took 13 that were living in crates, living in a bunch of filth. We still have 3 of those dogs, but almost all of them were heartworm positive. Some of them had skin conditions. A couple of them were not social at all. But we have found homes for almost all, except for 3 that are still in the shelter. 2 large dogs and 1 little dog.
Now, when somebody comes to adopt a dog, these dogs have already gotten their shots. They've been spayed and neutered.
Yes, yep. They're all microchipped, fully vaccinated as age appropriate. They're all spayed
So right
and
off the
neutered.
bat, you're saving money right
It's a
there.
great
Yeah,
deal.
big savings. Yep.
One of my go to the system, like these people that were hoarding. I worry
Yeah,
about
how
them
does
trying
that
to come
work?
Get
back.
reported.
Like, worry about,
Unfortunately, there's no national.
like database. These people could
database
go
that-
somewhere and
yeah.
get more dogs.
They can. Yeah, it just we just don't know the people most of the time, so yeah.
Now, it's really easy if you're listening to meet one of these puppy dogs. They're off of Greenhouse Road in Katy, and you can literally roll up and take a walk through the shelter with one of the staff members there, and you can meet all the either puppies or full-grown dogs. And Hermione, in particular, is a great size. She's almost the same size as my dog, Sammy. It's a size of dog that you can pick up, even if you're like Sam size, like a little mini person. Like you
Like,
can.
well, how many pounds are we talking?
She's about
Okay.
32 pounds, somewhere in there. Like, I picked her up. She's not that heavy.
No, and so what's great
And what's
about
her
this-
breed again? Kevin, did we say what
It's
breed
like
she is?
She's a
this
mix.
doggy is a mix of beagle and something else.
Maybe healer.
Healer. So you can
Okay.
tell, you can see the little beagle ears. And I
Okay.
just can't, it's hard for me to convey how sweet this particular dog is. But if we can get her adopted today, I think she would make a great addition to your family
Oh,
with
yeah.
just how great she is.
That's our
with
goal
people.
today.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
listening
exactly.
I know,
now
because
is-
Hermione adopted.
you always worry when you've got little kids of your own, and this dog looks like it would definitely get along with the kids.
I
Like
have
you
a
said,
question.
not bitey at all.
No.
I have a question for Special Pals, because we did this earlier on our show, guys. It was, tell us the name of your dog and how you named the dog. How did Hermione get her name? Did she come to you with that name? No.
No,
Or
there
you,
were-
you guys just pick these random names like, hey,
Yeah,
we
some
like
Harry Potter names.
Yes, they're random names. This particular litter, Becky just called them the fatty puppies because they were little roly-polies and they didn't have names yet. And she asked me and the technician there, she told us we could name them, and we're both Harry Potter geeks. So
Oh, how
we had
fun.
we had a litter of Harry Potter puppies, and she's the last one.
There was Hermione,
Well-
Myrtle, Petunia,
And
and
Ollivander was the
Ollivander.
little
Ollivander.
Oh my God,
The
that's so
wand.
cute. For those just tuning in, I did not realize this, guys, but Special Pals turned 44 this year. They opened in 1979, and it was in August. So it's your 44-year anniversary. Congratulations on
Yes.
that.
Congrats.
Thank you for what you do. And on your Instagram, there was a post where it was like a wish list. Do you guys always have this wish list? Can I read some of this stuff off? Or is
yes,
this...
we always have the
Okay.
wish list. Yes, you're welcome to.
The wish list has toys for dogs and cats. You can donate that. Paper towels and toilet paper, non-clumping cat litter, dry and canned dog and puppy food or cat and kitten food or formula, gallon and quart size Ziploc bags, puppy pads, white copy paper, liquid hand soap, all these things. You can find it on their Instagram at Special Pals. Things that they need. A Costco gift card is always very much needed. That's a great idea.
That's true.
Drop off a Costco gift card. You can help Special Pals care for the pals they've got until they get adopted out. If adoption is not for you, you can help in those other kinds of ways. But we hope adoption can be for you. And that's just one of the places we're spotlighting with our Dog Days of Summer here on KRBE. Ladies, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being
Thank
part of
you.
the show and for coming in. And I hope little Hermione finds a home today. Maybe Irvin and Ahmad might be fighting over Hermione.
That's
Like
so
behind the
adorable.
scenes.
I have
Kevin,
one
there's something
last
you wanted to say?
question. When my dog passed, we had a huge amount of food and medication that was still good. Do y'all take those types of donations from folks
question.
who have unfortunately lost their animal, but want to still give back.
Yes, of course we do. We take all donations, blankets, towels, whatever,
Bedding.
open food, whatever. We do take medications. If we can't use it, we will offer to send it back with you to find somebody that might be able to use it, but we do use all that.
Oh, that's fantastic to know.
Thank you guys so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
taking the time to
Thanks
come in
for
from
having
Katy
us.
today.
Yeah, thank you for having us
And you
out.
can see the mystery box in person. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Is that revolting or what?
It's gross.
Listen, Becky, have a great day. It's
Thank you,
at
you too.
Special Pals
Thank you.
on Instagram and specialpals.org. All right, coming up next.
Round
We're going around
table.
the table.
Let's go around the
We're
table.
going around the table. That is where we bring you different. It's almost like things you can talk about when you get to work, so you feel like you know something. Be like, "Oh my God, did you hear this on the Roula and Ryan show?" You're going to hear it next on 104.1 KRBE. Yes, in case you are just tuning in after a while, it's been a minute. The Summer 2020 Free makes you a finalist for $10,000 that someone's going to win at the end of the summer. We do it 3 times a day at 8:20, at 1:20, and at 5:20. A chance for 10 grand. Nice. What would I do with that money? Remodel. Everybody always wants to do something new in their house. Like, I think I could redo that. We could do that. I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. When we go around the table, usually we pick stories that might interest you for your daily life. I'm going to start off with something that I love to start my morning with. Special K likes to start his morning with. Sam sometimes. Coffee.
Oh yeah.
We love coffee.
Yep.
And there's always a story like the yin and the yang. Like, it's good for you, it's bad for you. It's good for you, it's bad for you. There was a list of the deadliest foods to eat in the car or have in the car, and coffee is topping on one of the top things on the list. And I'm like, how many Americans honestly are driving every morning with hot coffee in their car? A lot of us.
Spilt in your
And I
lap,
get
getting
why-
in an accident?
Definitely, we've had issues. Definitely, if there's issues, like you slam on your brakes and you don't have the right top on, it's like going everywhere. But it's not going to stop me from drinking coffee.
You can't
How
get
about
that
you,
smell
Ken?
off you too. If you spill that on your clothes first thing in the morning in your car ride, you're gonna reek the whole day.
Guys, it was right next to hot soup because everyone's driving with that, trying to eat that in their car.
I feel like that's
Who the
like
hell
producer
is trying
Eric.
hot soup?
I'd
Come
try
on.
it.
Yeah, who wants hot soup when it's 115 degrees
Amanda,
outside?
we'll do it. We'll do it. Try it Tuesday one time.
Yeah, we'll try to
Drive
eat
in the car with hot soup?
and drink
Go
coffee.
down
in the
Richmond.
car. Yeah, go
hit all
down
those
Richmond.
potholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
You could. I feel like you could kind of drink it, and like slurp up the noodles
Like
or whatever.
Chick-fil-A's got that soup,
No, you
right?
guys
Yeah,
have to have
yeah.
a bowl though. It can't be like in a Yeti. You're gonna have to have a spoon and a bowl going down
No,
Richmond.
you could drink it.
You could, Ahmad, but the problem with hot soup, if we're being real and somebody's actually trying to eat hot soup, restaurants do not sell hot soups with tops like coffee cups where you can sip it.
No.
You have to open the whole top,
Yeah.
and then you're holding hot soup while you're trying to navigate Houston traffic. I
I'm
don't
thinking
think so.
like the wonton soup container. You know that big see-through thing. It's
Yeah.
like a circle. It's almost like a giant cup anyway. You could just slurp it.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous game, boy.
I've
Everyone's
never been
like,
so
no.
hungry where I thought a bowl of hot soup sounds good behind the wheel of the car.
Sounds.
I just feel like Eric has tried most of them. Okay, so Eric's not a big coffee guy or a hot soup guy, but Eric has definitely eaten hamburgers behind the wheel, also a dangerous food.
Oh yeah.
Eric has tried barbecue, if you want to call the McRib that.
You don't want like
He's trying-
sticky
that's-
fingers, slippery fingers
That's
on the
because it's
wheel.
on the bun. As long as it's in the bun, you can eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fried chicken, dangerous food behind the wheel.
Greasy.
Tacos, definitely dangerous food behind the wheel, especially crunchy tacos.
It's tacos, you gotta tilt your head.
I can't even eat those at a table.
They say jelly or cream-filled donuts are dangerous behind the wheel because if you bite it and it oozes out the other side, it
Squirts
gets in your
out, yeah.
clothes, and then you're like distracted by trying to wipe off your clothes. But yeah, tacos, you can't even eat them at the regular table.
Look,
without
here's
making
how
a
you
mess.
do it. When you get the taco, like from a Taco Bell, you got to make it into a diaper. You got to recreate it. It's no longer a like just fold it in half. You got to fold the back end up so
Yes,
nothing
yes.
slips out the back.
That's
And-
provided you don't have a crunchy shell taco.
oh, that's a whole
Unless
nother
you get
world.
that crunchy one that's wrapped in the soft.
Still, it
Yeah.
has the
Crunch
crunch
wrap.
in there.
It's a
You
crunch wrap
can't
going on.
make a diaper
Lot
out of
going
that
on.
one. That's what
No, the
always
crunch
goes.
wrap is a diaper, Kev. I think the crunch wrap is like diaperized.
So you're
It's like all
basically
folded
you're
over.
converting your taco into a
Oh, the
burrito.
crunch wrap is Roula.
Yeah,
just do the crunch
wrap is probably very safe. You get your
That
crunch
is
and you get the wrap.
totally safe.
Ryan is right.
All right.
I guess I am making it kind of a burrito-ish because it has the one closed end and another
Absolutely.
open end.
Yeah.
It's safer for driving.
Okay.
Dangerous food,
So
hot coffee,
when it
never
comes
stop.
to staying friends with your ex, have any of you guys managed to stay friends with any exes?
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't have any exes.
No.
They're all
Sam
dead
has
to me.
killed all her exes.
Ahmad?
Literally.
Yeah, I've stayed friends with an ex.
They say when it comes to staying friends with an ex, timing is everything. You have to wait at least 6 months before pursuing a friendship with an ex because otherwise romantic feelings are still lingering and
It
you're not
took
ready
me
to
like
be friends.
2 years to be
And they're
cool
talking
with
about
him.
boyfriend, girlfriend, ex, not like divorced spouse ex.
Oh,
'Cause I
divorce?
think that's a whole
Well, you
different
could.
thing.
I mean, like I'm friends with my ex-wife, but it took
Well, but
a
I
long
think
time.
in this story, it's about like when you're breaking
Yeah.
up with someone from a relationship versus
Yeah.
breaking up from a marriage with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why they say if you want to try and have a friendship, if you have any romantic feelings, you got to back off.
Rula, have you
And I
ever
think 6
had-
months is the buffer zone.
Have you ever maintained friendships with any of the exes?
No, and my first kiss and my only is Tassos. There's nobody else in my
Yeah.
life. I don't know what you're
Okay.
talking
I
about.
love that.
We all have eyes and ears. We know that's not true.
Just saying.
I bet you would be friends if you weren't with somebody. Like if you're, because it's disrespectful to your mate. to be
What if it was
friends
a
with
million years ago? And as long as you're
But
up front and
still,
say, hey, at one point we
that
dated,
person-
but that's so long forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, I house sit for an ex sometimes. He has a giant, comfortable bed in his guest room, and me and my boyfriend both sleep
Glad
in
you
it.
said bed.
I know, that's what I thought too.
Wow, that's
It's a
weird.
giant bed.
Oh, I thought you said bed. What'd you
I
say?
did
You have
say
an
bed.
ex
He
that
did
you
say
house
bed.
sit for, and you sleep
I said
there
something
with
else.
your ex? I mean, with your current?
Yes,
That's
I do.
funny.
He has a giant TV, a giant bed. The fridge is stocked.
Is he a giant? what do you like?
He's a big guy.
I love seeing my old dog Savage. Yeah, I do it all the time.
Okay, now that's a whole other topic.
That's
because
that, man. We could deep dive into that. It's
Y'all
like-
used to share a dog?
Yeah, Savage.
And-
He's on my Instagram at Space City Pretty.
But you lost.
Wow.
I lost him in the breakup.
He got the dog.
He was
See,
a better
that's a group
dog
therapy,
person, though.
Ahmad. That's almost like a couples court. It's like, well, my current mate shares a dog with his ex. Shouldn't they just choose custody and just cut ties? Like the dog
Ooh.
connecting y'all could be, that's like a group therapy.
I'm still
Or
hung up on the
couples
fact
court.
that he's snuggling with his current in a bed that he used to snuggle with someone else.
I said
Well,
it's
the
the
whole
guest
thing,
room,
yeah.
and it's a whole different apartment.
Oh.
Don't do me like that.
Okay.
I was going to say also, Ahmad, when you house sit, is it rude? Like, I've never house sit for anyone, but I wouldn't want somebody sleeping in my bed. I would, if I had like an extra bed, I'd be like, okay, here's where
Okay.
you're going to sleep.
No
Right?
shade to him, but I'm not trying to sleep in his bed either. It's a revolving door over there. Okay?
That's what I'm saying. So you said his big bed is actually his
burning
guest room
somebody.
bed.
But no shade.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guest room bed is like the same brand as his mattress, I believe. It's really like it's like sleeping on a cloud. It's so
Cloud,
good.
how
It's
nice,
so
how
nice.
nice.
but
how
his
nice.
cloud is dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty cloud.
Eric, are you
I was
all
gonna do a
right?
Next story.
My story is I just want to go home.
Eric's
I've had
the
this. I
longest
never get
cold
sick
Bye,
ever.
Eric.
I've had this damn
See
thing
you
for 5
later.
weeks.
For 5 weeks you've been sick.
You're like Santi, my baby. Stop going to daycare.
I'm like sweating right
okay?
now,
Then
like-
you will get sick.
Wait,
Do you have fever?
are?
All of a sudden,
How old
just-
are you?
You're in here.
All of a sudden, I never had a fever. All of a sudden, now it's
Uh-oh.
hot in
Kev,
here.
right beside you.
It's
There's
not
the
hot in
thermometer.
here.
No,
right
it's
there.
a thermometer, Kev.
Oh, I
and-
think
and
it's
zap him.
broken. I think it's dead.
Try it. Try it.
Y'all, it's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eric,
that
you-
thing's dead.
You got a
I mean,
fever.
it worries me for you. Do you
Get
have
outta here.
a
We don't want
bronchial
it.
infection or some
An
kind
upper
of like
respiratory-
lingering
The problem is-
something?
Gosh.
They gave me the antibiotics, and I started feeling better, so I stopped taking them.
well,
Oh my
there's-
God, do
you're
not be that
supposed
person.
to stop. You have to.
You're supposed to finish
finish
them.
it.
It's
I don't
the
like-
law.
Because it comes back with a vengeance, Eric.
Well,
It comes back with a vengeance when you
I also
finish
saw
the
what you drank
antibiotics.
this weekend. That probably didn't help.
No, I actually
Oh my
felt
God,
good.
Eric was drunk on Instagram again this weekend.
From Wednesday
Doing his
till
producer
Saturday, I felt
Eric.
great.
Yeah, 4 days of drinking probably like weakened your immune system.
Maybe I
Can't
didn't,
bounce
I didn't
back
feel the
like
cough.
you were when you were 21.
You're
Yeah.
so
Nope.
drunk you couldn't feel the cough.
No, I didn't.
That's
feel
true.
cough,
I think
no.
your adrenaline was pumping and you were having a lot of adult beverages and you didn't feel this.
Is there anything as
this thing?
does anxiety cause a cough to come back? Because I had to speak at
Well,
a
what-
conference, and you guys know me. I get nervous about stuff like that. And like 10 hours before, I was starting to all of a sudden cough. And then like a dry cough. So I'm like,
Could.
But I was getting my nerves, so I took some Xanax.
Oh my God.
Take that. That was a good stuff.
Prescribed
Nice.
to
Do not
you
do
for
as Eric
anxiety.
Well, it's made for
But
my
don't
anxiety.
take
I have a
it with
doctor's.
alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Not like going to a
course.
drug dealer or something.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
do that. Prescriptions only.
That's prescription.
Like one that's assigned to you. You can't say it's a
Yeah,
prescription
yeah.
for someone
Not
else.
random.
It's one for you
It's like
for
0.25.
anxiety.
That's like nothing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's weak
you know,
sauce.
Just, yeah, it's just,
I
it's
take,
just
I
enough to
take a
give me-
much higher milligram.
You have
I have no
anxiety.
idea. I don't know
But I
what
was
the
like-
high milligram is.
I've gone from never being sick in my life to dealing with this crap. For 4 or 5
I'm a little
weeks.
I mean, I'm
concerned.
just going to say it. You did have a COVID test, right? Because a lot of people have
Yeah.
like lingering COVID
It's
issues
back with
their
a
lungs.
vengeance right
I
now.
did 2 or
COVID
3
is
weeks in a
rampant.
row. I did all that.
Uh-huh.
It's basically just That
Bronchial
cough.
infection or something?
David did a lung scan. Or what do they call it?
A lung scan? I don't
what do they
think
call it? X-ray? Yeah,
an
X-ray.
MRI or a
X-ray.
CT?
CT scan, I don't know.
Well,
Okay, they
X-rays
did
for
an X-ray.
mom.
You laid on a
They don't
table and they
X-ray.
X-rayed
They
your
just threw me in
lungs.
there and I sat there and they said, all good, which sucks. And I'm happy, but then I'm like, I want to
What
know
is
why I
it? You
have
want
this.
them to find an answer.
Yeah.
And for the record, we've been doing this show for a long time, and Eric never takes days off to be sick. Like, he just doesn't
Yeah.
get sick, or if he doesn't feel good,
Dude,
he
listen to your
can't tell.
body. If you're sick, then just go to bed.
So now that you have the fever and you've spread that all in there, go ahead and dismiss yourself.
Yeah, you're safe, Roula. You're broadcasting from home. We're in the petri dish.
I'm going to go find batteries for this
Yeah, get the
thing.
batteries
Yeah.
for it.
And see if I can
Now I'm
get
really
it.
concerned. I should have brought little Santiago's butt thermometer. You could try that.
Yeah,
for
try
you.
Tuesday.
rectal thermometer for
Yeah, but Eric
Eric.
didn't know it was a rectal
Did the wrong way
thermometer.
first.
He's like,
He put it in his mouth.
Whoa.
He put it in his
tastes
mouth.
awful.
Yeah, it's a real party.
I'll be like your dog yesterday.
I didn't post that on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that.
No.
No, I wouldn't do that either.
We were having a
Santiago.
little pool party on our patio.
Pool.
Pool.
What did I
Not
say?
poo party.
Sounded like
Oh,
a
pool.
poop party.
Pool. Pool.
Hey, everyone drop the pants. It's a party. We're all gonna
No,
poop.
it's a little pool party.
It was a baby
It's-
pool on the
And
patio.
Santiago is just like, not wearing a diaper, just living his best life. And then Mip was like, this used to be my pool. I want my toy. And then Santiago was just peed on her face.
That's hilarious.
That is so crazy.
Okay,
What
territory.
did Misty do afterwards? Like, did she run around or did you wipe her face with a white bee?
And
Or
no,
what did you do?
in the video, the way that my angle was, it looked
Yeah.
like he, like hit
Hit her
her.
right in
but
the face.
there was like a good amount that it didn't actually hit her.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the
There,
baby-
there wasn't enough like stream to like really.
Santiago was laying on his back, facing up, naked, and then shot the tinkles.
The arch. It
of
was
the
like an
arch of
arch.
tinkles
A pee-pee.
towards the doggy. Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Hilarious.
and Sam, by the way,
Really
since
funny.
Santiago is how many months now? 4 months? 5 months?
5 months.
5 months
Okay,
old.
this is something I want you to try and tell me if it worked. I saw this hack on Instagram. For
Yeah.
some reason, my algorithm thinks I'm either pregnant or having a baby because everything I'm doing is that.
Yeah.
And it says when you're about to change his diaper or her diaper, baby, for any baby that you have, for anybody listening. Wipe their belly button with a wipey first before
Yes.
you get the diaper off, and it makes them tinkle so that they don't tinkle you while you're
What?
changing. Have you,
Yes.
have you heard this?
This is what Mark does every single time. I kind of just roll the dice. I'm like,
Really?
did you pee or didn't you pee?
Yeah, if
belly
you wipe
button
the
wipe
baby's
makes them
belly,
pee?
Right
yes,
underneath
if
the
when
belly
they're-
button.
Yes,
Like
right
you-
underneath the belly
It's the
button when the
tickle pee
diaper is
spot.
on,
Yes.
and you know they've peed, and you're going to change them anyway. You wipe their abdomen with the wipey, and it
Never
makes them
heard
pee
that.
again, and that way you don't get peed on.
Let me try that.
All right, good to know that.
Try
hack.
Tuesday for that too.
Oh my
I'm gonna try that with Booster.
I kind of got to go.
Oh my God!
Rub the
All right,
treasure trail.
Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, oh wow, y'all, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's divorce is final after 7 years of going back and forth and fighting. It's final. What exactly happened and what happened to that wine company they were fighting over? We'll talk about that next in Scoop on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop.
104.1 KRBE.
It is brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. The Angelina Jolie Brad Pitt divorce has been dragging on for 7 long years. They were married, well, they were together total for 11. I feel like it was longer than that, but it was 11. And the biggest battle in this relationship as of the last couple of years has not been about the kids. It's been about Miraval wine. The wine, the 990 acre Chateau Miraval estate in the south of France.
So they have a vineyard together.
Yep, that is where they got married, and that is where Brad Pitt's been spending a lot of his summertime. They have been fighting over it since they decided to go their separate ways. Originally, when this divorce was announced, according to the sources, they say that Angelina wrote in a letter in 2021 to Brad that it would be too painful for her to continue in a business that is centered on alcohol, which Miraval is, because, the original story from 2016 is that this giant fight on a private jet and nobody knew exactly what the details were. And as time has gone on, the details are that Brad Pitt drunkenly, verbally, and physically attacked Angelina in front of the kids as they were crying, and then choked and struck 2 of the kids who tried to intervene. She filed for divorce days later. He went on to get some therapy. I don't know if it was official rehab. I don't know what it was. They have been in a heated custody battle in this divorce over the kids. Maddox, who's now 22. I can't believe that. Pax is now 19. Zara is 18. Shiloh is 17. And the twins, Knox and Vivian, are 15.
Wow.
According to this, I know, can you believe they've gotten so big now? Time is flying. So according to this, Angelina is retaining primary custody of the kids that are underage. So that's just, 17 and 15. And they are still fighting over what's going to happen to Miraval.
Yeah, because that's
apparently
big money.
Well, apparently she said she didn't want it, right? And so he was going to hand her a big fat check for $54.5 million for her share back in February of 2021. Before the deal got closed up, it was derailed by the custody chaos, and then it just kept going
What's that
and
company
going
worth,
and
though?
going. It's worth for $250 million plus.
Yeah, that's why he wants to buy her out.
She's asked for $250 million in damages. She said she'd be willing to enter mediation. Imagine the legal costs on something this massive. Imagine
That's
the legal
who the real
costs.
winners are, the lawyers. 7 years. I mean, how many millions and millions of dollars have they dumped down the drain to lawyers?
Yeah. And now, according to sources, Brad has lost a lot of time with his kids, but it's never too late to rebuild the relationship. At least Miraval can be all his if in the end he does buy her out for $250 million for full control of Miraval.
But that's all the company's worth, you just said. So
No, I don't know that that's the word.
She
I'm sorry.
sold some of it without. That's why they were suing.
She had given up a piece of hers, and then she was mad because remember he was going to try and sell it to some Stoli guy.
Yeah.
Some like oligarch or something in Russia. That's what all the back and forth has been of what's going to ultimately happen to Miraval. Remember, it's 990 acres of land in France they're fighting over.
Which is
There's
really
a lot
interesting. One of
land.
the things I learned over there in France is that everything is set up in a way where you cannot have, like, in other words, if you have a vineyard, like a wine company, like I know Vouv, they make the champagne. They can only buy like 5 rows out of any particular. So it's like they try and prevent
of any particular plot of land.
Yeah, so they try and prevent monopolies. Like, oh, we're supplying all the grapes for this wine company. It's really
Can you change the name and just have the same thing? You're just using a different name to do that? Why is Kevin like face palming? Did something funny happen? Kevin keeps face palming.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't hear it?
No, I didn't hear it.
We heard like a computer reboot
it's
sound.
behind the scenes, Roula.
Oh, okay.
It's
I didn't hear it on the
because-
air.
Kevin's like, what is that?
Oh, you didn't hear it? No, but that wasn't.
Yeah, we're hearing something.
No, on mute site.
I think maybe in your
That's
studio
what
you
it
are.
is.
In my connection, I
it's-
didn't hear it.
You're not hearing it?
So I don't know if the,
So
if the
behind the
audience heard
scenes,
it.
the fun part is Roula's at home, so we have her through the internet, and so
The interweb.
The
when there's
interweb.
something going on, like I get notifications on my email or my
Yes.
computer, I can't mute those because if I mute my computer, I mute
you.
So that's why
Got it.
Kev
Keep
is
hearing it.
face palming because
Actually, I've
I
only heard it twice.
don't
which
know
is
how
kinda
to.
sad. You only got 2 emails
Yeah,
today?
you're not very popular.
I'm going to start emailing you
Super
randomly.
popular.
Super
Super popular, you guys.
Shocking.
Real
Okay.
good.
You
Ryan
jerk.
Show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
All right, it is brought to you by Duncan. A United plane landing at Bush Intercontinental avoided a crash landing after its landing gear got stuck, y'all. I mean, this came down at the very last second. The landing gear came down and they avoided crashing. They were going to crash land at the airport, but
Now, did they tell the people to get ready
Get
for
in the
it?
position.
Put
I don't
your
have
head
that
down?
information yet. But yeah, that's
Or
a
they
scary
just-
thing when you got to put your head down in a crash
I'm going to guess
position.
they did, Eric. They must have, right?
Man.
So
Who
United
was that
released
point?
a statement. They said United Flight 437 from Houston to Denver returned to Houston to address a mechanical issue. The flight landed safely and all customers are deplaning normally. We are making arrangements to get customers to their final destination as soon as possible.
Final destination is right.
Ooh, that's some scary
Yeah.
stuff there.
Listen,
Yeah.
let me make a note though. When your plane is delayed and you're in the airport and they say, "Well, we have a mechanical issue. We'll be delayed an hour."
You take your time.
That's what I'm saying.
Mechanical issue.
Like, it sucks to be delayed, but you need to fix that before we get up in that air with that metal bird. Please fix that because the last thing you want is what happened to them. Mechanical while they're already in the air.
Ryan, I took that JSX plane.
What's the JSX plane?
It's
Private.
It's like a private, but it's made for
It's
like
a commercial private.
Commercial private. So it was like me and like 30 other people
Whoa.
to Dallas and back. But it's the same price as I was going to do Southwest.
Really?
I booked the last
Amazing.
Monday, and I'm like, it was $188 each way, and for this was $400 round trip. and I
Wow.
get there 20 minutes before. So
Really?
plane take at 11:55.
You mean you get
I
to the
there
plane
11
20 minutes before takeoff?
Yeah, 11:55
Right?
it takes off. I get there 11:35, 11:40.
Well, mine was $89 each way because I got a want to get away fare.
Like, that's
And I
just
bought
use your
early.
credit
You
cards.
guys just went to Dallas. You
Yes,
could have
I
gotten there
agree.
quicker just driving.
No.
Dude, I got there
But that's if you did last
No.
minute. That's if you did last minute, Kev. Like you didn't do last minute
No.
want to get away fare. He
I
bought his
planned
ticket
ahead.
on that Monday.
And I didn't have to wait around, and I just show
We
up.
planned
I
ahead
was there. And,
because we're
Well,
responsible.
The company just paid for my points for Southwest Airlines, so I'm mad about that. Thank you, Cumulus, for getting me a couple more
but what I want
Southwest
to do is
Airlines
I want
points.
to get this JSX. I want to get like a Rule and Ride Roadshow. We fill it full
On the
of
plane?
listeners and then go somewhere.
Try it Tuesday. We're all going to get on JSX and do the show, and then see how it sounds and how it works. Thanks, JSX.
think Eric's going to be doing
Now
commercials for him
you
next
submit
week.
that to our people, Eric, and then
should.
we'll try and get JSX to do some commercials with us,
They
and that'll
should,
be
because a lot of
fun.
people don't know about it. I'm like,
I didn't know about it.
this thing was awesome.
All right.
You feel like you're rich?
You hear that, Tim? Get on that, JSX.
Come on, Tim.
I think he already knows about it.
Tim's the one who told me about it.
Yes, he already
Tap that in
knows.
for your Be a Leader there, Eric. A little behind the
Oh,
scenes
yeah.
fun. Okay, coming up next. What happened on Rule and Range Roses today with Charlie? Oh, man, it is like the worst triple whammy ever. You are losing a member of your family. Your whole family is devastated. Then your wife is cheating on you. You're going to hear the recap and the update next on the Rule and Range Show.